In this video, I'll demonstrate the basic workflow of using Double Cut version 2 and go over the core features and functionality. I'll start with a basic introduction of how this extension works in the background to cut through both sides of a wall. With SketchUp's native tools, when placing a cutting component onto the face of a wall, it will cut just that face. When Double Cut is installed and active, as long as components meet certain cutting requirements, they can cut through the other side of the wall as well, regardless of wall thickness. This is true for components created from scratch or downloaded from the 3D warehouse. Double Cut works on components glued directly to faces or glued to groups or components. The organization or structure of groups and components can affect results, as we'll see farther on. Here is the Double Cut toolbar. If you don't see this toolbar after installing the extension, open the Extension Manager and verify that Double Cut is enabled. To display the toolbar manually, open the View Toolbars menu. There are three ways to access Double Cut functionality: via the toolbar, via the Extension's Double Cut menu, or via the right-click menu for a cutting component under Double Cut. As a basic example, I have a set of walls and a floor, each as a separate group. I've added the outliner to my tray of windows to make it easier to visualize the structure of groups and components. I'll click the first icon on the Double Cut toolbar, which glues a simple 1 meter square window cutting component to any face it touches. Once placed, the window cuts through both sides of the wall. When I move a cutting component, the cuts follow. This also happens when I rotate the component while the Move tool is active, and when I scale the component. When I delete the component, the wall heals. A cutting component must include, within its top level, a closed set of coplanar edges that define the shape of the wall cuts. To see what this means, I'll place the example component in blank space. Opening this component for editing, there is one window frame group which I'll hide. What remains are the cutting edges, ungrouped and selectable. The cutting edges must form a closed loop and be aligned with the red-green plane of the component axes as shown here. The blue axis points in the opposite direction of the cut, perpendicular to the wall. I can modify the geometry of the component and add subgroups or components. As long as there is a closed loop of cutting edges at the top level of the component, it will still cut. When I close the now enhanced component, the one in the walls still cuts through, as will new ones I add from the in-model components collection. Copies will cut as well, and multiple components can be selected and moved at once, with all cuts following the move. To disable cutting, I can select one or more components and click Disable Double Cut from the toolbar. To have these cut through again, I can click Enable Double Cut, or right-click a selected component and choose that option from the Double Cut menu. The Refresh Cut and Glue component features will be covered later in this video. Now let's look at how to create a cutting component from scratch. On the outside face of this wall group, I'll start with a loop of cutting edges and erase the face within the edges. With the cutting edges selected, I'll make a new component. The first two requirements for any double cut component are Glue to is set to any, and Cut Opening is checked. To set the cutting plane, I'll click Set Component Axes. Currently, the red-green plane is parallel to the ground. To change this, I'll keep the origin as is, make the red axis point right, and green point up, which results in the blue axis pointing away from the wall. I'll assign a name and save. A pop-up lets me know that the cut was not executed because the component is not glued to a face, which I'll fix in a bit. To verify that the blue direction is correct, I'll double-click the component to open it again. Blue points out, which means the cut will go into the wall. As mentioned earlier, the component does not cut the wall yet because it isn't glued to the wall. To fix this, I'll select both the component and the group I want to cut and click Glue Component. And when I find and bring in this component from the in-model component collection, it cuts automatically because this component was set to glue when placed on a face. Now let's say I've edited this component to look realistic, or downloaded a similar window from the 3D warehouse. In this example, when I edit the window and hide its subgroups and components, there are no cutting edges available for selecting. So when I unhide, close the component, and glue to a wall, it does not cut through. To get this window to cut, I need to edit it again, trace 3 lines and an arc that define the cutting loop, erase the face within these edges, and close the component. For this existing window, the cut is not done automatically. So I'll select the window and click Refresh Cut. Any additional windows added from the in-model collection or copied will cut automatically. Keep in mind that you may see components cut even when you don't want them to. As long as Double Cut is installed and active, any components that meet cutting requirements will cut. As an example, I'm importing a model of a painting. This component's red-green plane aligns correctly to the wall, but it was mistakenly set to cut openings. Once placed, the wall behind the painting is cut through. But this is an easy fix. With the component selected, I can simply disable Double Cut. As we saw, a cutting component can be placed on a group or component to cut through. This also works on loose geometry, such as these ungrouped walls. In Double Cut 2, cutting also works on multi-layered objects. The outer wall group here is brick, the inner group is plaster. While these groups are separate, a double cut window will only cut through the group whose face I click. But if both groups are selected and nested within a larger wall group, the component cuts through all subgroups. Pay attention to your group or component nesting structure when using Double Cut. The outliner makes this much easier. In this example, if I add a shelving component to this room, separate from the wall group, a cutting component glued to the wall group will be limited to the walls. But if the shelving component is added to the group that contains the walls, the cutting component will cut through everything in the overall group, extending as far as its maximum cut depth, which I'll cover in the next section. So be sure to adhere to a proper group and component structure to avoid cutting things that should remain whole. New to Double Cut 2 is the ability to control the maximum cut depth in both directions. With no components selected, I'll choose Extensions, Double Cut, Set Max Cut Depth. The default is 1 meter, or the equivalent feet and inches, which can be changed. In this example, I have a house group with subgroups for floor, roof, and walls. A loose geometry chimney shape is off to the side. I'll make the chimney a component, which itself won't be a cutting component. To make a cutting component, I need to add the familiar loop of cutting edges along the bottom and remove the resulting face. Now I'll make another component containing the chimney component and cutting edges. This will be the chimney cutter, set to glue to any face and cut openings. Looking at the axes, the red-green plane is correct along the bottom of the component, but the blue direction is wrong. It should be opposite the cut direction. So I'll click Set Component Axes, keep the red axis the same, but reverse green, which also reverses blue. When I click Create, I get the familiar gluing message. So I'll move the chimney to the bottom of the ground floor, and now it's glued. Because the max cut depth is about 3 feet, the chimney only cuts upward through the floor, but doesn't reach the ceiling or roof. To change the cut depth, I'll right-click the component, choose Double Cut, Set Max Cut Depth, and enter 30 feet to go through the whole house. Because this component was placed on the overall house group, it cuts through all subgroups. I can now edit the chimney cutter, edit the chimney subcomponent, and pull it through. And when I move the chimney, the cuts follow. Keep in mind, max cut depth can have unintended consequences if set too high. If I add the basic cutting window and set its depth high enough, it will also cut through the parallel wall. Forward cut depth extends the cut in the other direction. In this example, I have a room group, which includes a wall group and 2 groups for the base molding and chair rail. I also have a door cutting component ready to go, which I'll insert along the front of this wall. The wall itself is cut in the outward direction, but the moldings remain intact. With the door selected, I can use the right-click menu or the Extensions menu to set the forward cut depth to 2 inches to accommodate the moldings. Note that one or all of a component's cutting edges can be hidden. For this door component, displaying hidden geometry shows that the bottom edge of the cutting loop was hidden.